Hello, dear friends. This is Syl Ver, and I'm very happy to be with you tonight. I say tonight because this is Italy, and in Italy, it's almost 11. And but it's a great pleasure for me to be with you today and to talk about some interesting things about angels and archangels, because this is my favorite subject. I actually started with this subject in my reflections and in my programs, and angels and archangels always feature in my meditations and in my thoughts and in the programs I share with people. There are so many interesting stories about angels and archangels that I really hope that one day I will be able to collect all the stories I've been told, or stories I experienced myself, or friends or clients, and to publish a book about these amazing stories. Many people are really reluctant sometimes to share these stories because they feel that other people may not believe them and may laugh about them. But there are so many interesting things that happen with angels and archangels that it's always a wonderful thing to share these stories and these amazing experiences, because generally whatever happens with angels is really amazing. It's like magic. So why am I so passionate about angels? I'm very passionate about angels because angels have made my life much, much easier. And especially they have given a lot of meaning to my life. And I think that angels and archangels provide a lot of meaning to the lives of many, because they are like older brothers and sisters to whom we can speak, in whom we can confide, and so we can actually always ask for their help, for their patience, for their support, and they are never tired of helping us. That is the most amazing thing, because even your dearest friends and even your mother or father sometimes get bored or don't have the resources, don't have the time to be with you or to listen to you. Well, angels, archangels are always there for you at any time of day and night and any moment, and for anything you would like to share or to confess or to ask. They're always there, and this concept is pretty amazing, because if you think about it, they're there 24/7, 365 days a year, just for us. And isn't this wonderful? And they're very happy to help. This is something that they have shared with me many, many times, and I can feel their joy when we receive something thanks to their invisible help, and I know, because I actually feel it, and I feel it in my heart, but also I feel it energetically, that they really rejoice when we're happy, and they will always want to make us happy. Sometimes they are able to see further on. They have greater vision than we have, so they may know in advance that some of the things we would like to have will not make us really happy. So they may seem reluctant, but actually they're not. They're trying to nudge us and in the right direction. And so I think that we have to do a lot of work on ourselves to clarify what we really need and what we really want. There is no limit to the things that we may ask for when we talk to angels, even very material things. There is nothing wrong, because there are many things that make us happy here in our three-dimensional lives. And Sometimes angels may not relate to that. They may not resonate with all these things that we carry in our lives. I think they may feel that these things that we always want, houses, cars, jobs, and clothes, are really heavy. And probably it's like a big carriage that we carry around. And sometimes we're bogged down by all these weights. And so probably they know that this may actually be too heavy for us to carry. But we are human beings and we live in this three-dimensional world, and we also need a lot of material things, a lot of tangible things, so they know. Sometimes it's nice to remind them that some things for us are very important, and some of the things we use every day. So, for example, credit card, losing a credit card may seem nothing for an angel, but for us, it's a big problem, because then you have to block the card, and then you have bureaucracy, you have to check, and it's always a mess. And so sometimes I like telling them, look, for us, this is really tragedy. Losing the keys of the car, well, I think that they laugh, probably. You know, to say how complicated these human beings are. And then we lose things, and we get completely freaked out. But the wonderful thing about angels, they never judge, and they're always happy and smiling, always ready to help. But today, apart from making an introduction about angels, which I always love, I would like to share with you what can bring us closer to angels. So what can help us become more elevated in our energy and in our frequencies, to be able to listen to angels, to feel them. Some people who are quite lucky, I think, are also able to see them. But perceiving their energy is something that is not so difficult. It's just a question of practice, experience, and always asking them, can you please show me your energy? Can you please let me feel your energy? And I think they will oblige, because they love it. And each one of them has a different energy. And over time, it's possible to relate it to their energies in a different way, because they're all different. And sometimes they come all together, and their energy is so strong. So if there is a large group of angels, we may not recognize them individually, but there are especially archangels who are really very easily recognized. And I love the feeling of dealing with them, because even colors can, bring us very close to them. A couple of days ago, something very strange happened to me. I was near a lake near my house, and I was having my 2-hour break from my work. And I was completely relaxed without any real issue. At a certain point, a preoccupation came to my mind, and I started thinking that I had to call, and I had to arrange a meeting to solve a specific problem. And at a certain point, I decided to, do a quick meditation, very quick, just to get grounded and relaxed. And as soon as I closed my eyes, I was immersed in a huge, huge violet flame. And the color was so intense. And I said to myself, probably this is just the reflection of the sun on my eyes. But that was absolutely not true. And it lasted just for a few seconds, I think. But it was so beautiful. And at that moment, I knew that Archangel Raphael was with me. And it was really amazing. And this was just something, fleeting, if you like, very quick, but I was really amazed. And this sense of wonder remained with me for the whole day. And I was very, very happy because at that moment I knew that he was there to help me. And I couldn't actually see him, but I perceived this color, and which was so amazing. I had never seen that kind of strong, vibrant, violet color. It was wonderful. It was really wonderful. And this actually made my day. This changed the whole energy. But in any case, how can we increase our energy, increase our frequencies to be a little bit closer to the level of angels? Of course, we will never be able to reach their level because we are incarnated and they are, sorry, spiritually much more evolved than we are. So probably we shouldn't even claim that we would like to go there. But we can actually be a little bit more elevated than we are on a regular basis here on this three-dimensional existence. How can we do this quickly and easily? Well, for me, but not only for me, because I learned this from many, many masters and more experienced people, people who are really advanced on their spiritual path, is through gratitude. Many people talk about love. Of course, love is the energy that makes the universe live, expand, and thrive. So it's the most amazing energy in the world. But I think humans have a lot of mental barriers related to love, because when we think about love, we immediately relate to romantic love, which is wonderful, of course. Being in love is really great, but that's just part of love. Others relate love thinking about their children, which is, of course, another kind of love, which is amazing. But I think love is much broader than that. And humans very rarely are able to get to that kind of love, which is unconditional love. And I have never met, I have to tell you the truth, in my life, a person, a human being, an incarnated being who is able to be in a state of unconditional love all the time. We may feel unconditional love for just a limited period of time. And when we go back to a situation in which we are not completely loving. So it's difficult for human beings. I think for many, many reasons. And also because we probably feel constricted a little bit in this three-dimensional existence. Also because part of us is not in this three-dimensional existence. So we are very powerful beings of light, energy, and radiance. And part of our being, our real being, is living in another dimension, in a higher dimension. And so we probably feel and suffer from these seclusion, this limitation. Sometimes this partitioning of because we feel we belong to another dimension or to another world. We feel that probably our lives are not completely fulfilled or complete, because part of us already knows that we are multidimensional beings, but sometimes we cannot live in a multidimensional situation. for different reasons, because we may not be even aware that we are multidimensional beings. So probably the fact of not being in a state of unconditional love always is due to our human existence. But there is another energy that can really help us increase in frequency and in the amount of light that we can channel and we can share, is gratitude. All of us can relate to gratitude, because being grateful is much easier than being loving. Isn't this incredible? At least this is true for me. But I talked to many people, clients, friends, teachers, children, parents, wise people, intellectuals, ordinary people. And everybody can relate to the feeling and the sensation of gratitude. What you feel when you're really grateful, when you're really happy to have received something, a gift or something nice happens to you, and you're really grateful. So being grateful is a great way of living better, living a much better life. Because showing gratefulness, feeling grateful, increases your energy and your frequency. So as soon as you start feeling grateful for something, we immediately go into another dimension and we feel better. So the more grateful we are, the higher our vibration, the higher our frequency, and the better we feel. We can be grateful for anything, even if we're not religious at all. We can be grateful for the food we have on our table, for the people who work in the fields to grow the food that we eat. Or we can be grateful for beauty in the universe, or the beauty of the gardens, of the flowers. Or we can be grateful for a car, or a very tangible thing, which makes us very happy, for music, for art, for dancing, for anything. So we can be grateful for our health. And being grateful also is a very humbling experience, because we should never take anything for granted. Nothing is granted in life. If we're born healthy, that's a blessing. And we should actually protect our health. So we should be grateful every single day for the fact that we are healthy. And we can be grateful for having loving people in our lives, or we can be grateful for being intelligent, even for being sentient beings, or for having a wonderful pet, or for meeting a friend, or for an act of love, an act of service we may have experienced. So gratefulness is really a great technique, and it's very, very easy to do. So whenever I feel a little bit frustrated or sad, I stop and I thank the universe for whatever comes into my mind. I remember at the beginning, I was mainly grateful for, the big things. Okay, yes, I'm grateful because I can walk. I'm grateful because I have wonderful children. I'm grateful because I was born intelligent, and blah, blah, blah. But now I just am grateful for even the slightest things, for the fact that, I have a wonderful pot of flowers, or because I have these wonderful red glasses, or because I have a red pen, whatever. So anything can be used to be grateful. I am very grateful for this photo I took, and I was sitting in this beautiful place. And I'm very grateful when I see an orb. which are these wonderful lights that are visible at naked eye or through digital photos of these wonderful energies permeating nature. Sometimes these orbs are elementals, which of course I love, which are the nature spirits who inhabit the earth and do protect the earth and nature. And so we can be grateful really for anything, anything, anything. And this really helps us live so much better, especially because our attention shifts from what we do not have to what we have, because we have more than we think. And so, I mean, shifting the attention and our thoughts to, better things, more radiant thoughts, more radiance, more grace, more gratitude is very healthy, really, really healthy. So I think that we should actually teach gratitude in schools. We should have probably a class on gratitude once a week. I think that would be a wonderful thing for children. Children are always pretty grateful about a lot of things, but having the practice, it's like going to the gym, so we can train and do this every day, more and more and more. And then the more we do it, the more grateful the universe becomes to us. So we will be more abundant and more self-reliant and more confident, happier, with more grace, and with more things that we really love, because the energy that we give out is generally an energy that comes back, sometimes in a more abundant way than we can think about. And so I think being grateful is a really great tool, a great technique to live well and to be closer to angels and archangels. But I would like also to talk about how to pray. I was not able to pray in a religious sense. Of course, I was taught all the prayers because I was born in a Catholic family. So I used to go to church, so I know all of them. The praying, according at least the prayers that I use now, are quite personal. So they're like invocations. And one thing I love doing is to call upon Archangel Sandalphon. Archangel Sandalphon is a wonderful, huge angel. And he is believed to be an intermediary between Earth and the divine energy, what we call heaven. And he is there to bring our wishes and our prayers to a higher dimension so that our desires and prayers can be fulfilled. And it's a wonderful thing to relate to this mighty angel who has a very soft and wonderful energy, and call upon him and tell him that we would like to give him some wonderful things so that our desires, wishes, and prayers, so they can be brought to the heaven to be fulfilled. And I always visualize him with a large basket in which I put a lot of my wishes, my prayers, or my worries, and I ask him to bring them to heaven so they can be purified, and so that these desires and prayers can be fulfilled. So it's a wonderful intermediary. I love intermediaries. I think that sometimes people say, well, I'm afraid that we should not pray to angels and we should only pray to God. I understand that, but I think that all these invisible helpers, which I believe are in the billions, maybe in the trillions in the universe, are there to act as filters between us and these incredible divine energy. And so they're like assistants, and they love assisting us in order to elevate us and bring all our wishes and gratitude and prayers to a higher level. So why not using them? They're so amazing. That I think that there are so many that we do not even know. Celestial beings from other dimensions. I would like to meet them, but I really don't know them. I'm more experienced about angels. I have learned that there is a group of collective of incredible helpers called the serendipities. I love the name. One of my horses, it was called the serendipity. And they seem to create the right connections, the right synchronicities, so that wonderful things and magical things happen in our lives. As soon as I learned about them, I started meditating in order to get to know them a little bit better. And I am succeeding. So now I'm in contact with them, and it's wonderful. So in one of my meditations or in my intentions, I frequently say that I want to be surrounded by these wonderful beings, the serendipities. Even the names, I love it. But I know that there are so many. And I am sure that they will manifest to us when we are ready or when we need them. Isn't this wonderful to, be aware that there are so many and that we can have so much help, so much support, much more than we believe or that than can we expect. So I think that it is nice to be with them. It is nice to have these invisible friends, because human friends are wonderful. Probably friends are the greatest assets we may have in our lives, but they're human. And so they have limited energy. They cannot be at our disposal 24 hours a day. But angels, archangels, and other invisible helpers can be there for us always. So we can call upon them whenever we need them for anything, for whatever reason we would like, even to talk to them as friends. If you don't want to share something that is really heavy for your heart and you would not dare share with anybody else, they're there, and because they do not judge anybody. And it's nice when we're not judged, because generally people tend to judge other people, because we always have this kind of mental approach to good or bad or positive, negative, a lot of polarity, which does not exist in other dimensions. It would be wonderful to live in a dimension when there is no polarity. So that would not, we would be whole. And so we would not be divided into light and darkness, and there would only be light. I think we already lived in these dimensions, so we would like to go back there. We do not probably remember very well, but I think at certain moments, many people have the experience of knowing what it is to be without polarity, without limits, and especially living always in the light, with high frequencies and high energies, radiance, grace, love, unconditional love. And here we are more limited, so it's more difficult for us to get there. But in any case, through gratitude and prayer and angels and archangels, we can be better a little bit every day. So baby steps, one step after the other, and we can grow spiritually, emotionally, and physically. So energetically, we can feel so much better. And with this, I would like to say ciao to all of you. We will be doing a grateful program very soon with other presenters in different languages to share stories about angels. Okay? So I hope to see you very soon again. And ciao from Rome, from Syl Ver.